So I don't know where it's going, but here we go. We are live. How you guys doing today?
Woo!
Little bit of an eCam jam. Elizabeth Morosco here. Not even for sure where I am broadcasting to because I got an error message as I hit that go live button. So if you happen to come on here with me live, let me know where you are tuning in from in terms of platform. Where you at? I'm looking for myself. I'm looking for myself on here. Anyhow, happy Thursday, you guys. We're going to talk about business, summertime. We're going to look at the sunshine. So bear with me one second. I don't think it's going anywhere. All right. All right, well, let's dig into a little bit of fun. Who wants to talk about some things that can help you get healthy and get your business on track this summer? It's going to be a fun little episode that's an improv that's focused on business leaders and helping you make this a summer that's more than just a little bit of fun. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Elizabeth Morosco. I own Brady Events and Marketing, and I also publish Kudos Magazine. I've had a chance to do a lot of local work and also work with a lot of clients that are in multiple states across the country. But today I have a really special guest who not only is an entrepreneur, but she also specializes in helping others with autoimmune conditions. And that includes things that you may have not been properly diagnosed with being able to be remedied with some really healthy alternatives. So today, let's bring a great big welcome to Shana Melissa Stockman, also known as the world wellness expert. And Shana you've been a nurse practitioner for how many years?
Almost 30. I've been a registered nurse well over 30 and a board certified nurse practitioner coming up on 20, I'd say coming up on 20, almost 28 right now.
That's fantastic. Okay. Well, happy early anniversary to you.
Hey, hey.
So I've had the chance to work with you as as far as being able to do some marketing support and be a part of your journey. So tell me a little bit about like why did you go from just doing stuff in one spot? Now you're kind of international. You're all over the place. And at the same token of that, you recently just won New York Health Care Provider of the Year, which is that's amazing, absolutely amazing. And now you're stretching out further. So what would make you go above and beyond just New York?
I don't know. I've been cashing in a lot of awards this year. I just won a grant last night. I was surprised. It was a
Oh,
film
did you
festival.
really? That's
Yes, awesome.
awesome. That's great.
Um, I
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think sometimes other countries seem to value their health a lot higher than us sometimes in the US. And I have people reaching out to me from all their states, countries, continents, and it's just crazy. Like I had one lady about a week ago. She wanted me to take care of her, do the healthcare of her three adult children, but they're in three different countries and their children. And then I had another man, the same thing. So I think other countries value their health more than here in the US. It's crazy. I have clients in Hong Kong, Canada, UK, Australia. Where I think the US is a little slower to wake up as far as realizing what's really happening to us and that the toxins are everywhere and the insecticides and pesticides and chemicals. And I think, we're waking up here.
And
It's
it's
good.
good. It's good. And I've noticed that even with some different things I've seen online in terms of like food, where different things are allowed to be in food products in the United States that they don't allow in
Yes,
Europe.
yes.
So
And
it makes you kind of wonder like what's going on? Like how
yeah,
is that possible? You
I
know?
think one is I think you have an important message to look at, but, also, yes, it's true, Liz, in other countries, they are so much stricter than where we are. Think about it. Well, there's things that I won't say here, put it that way. But in Europe, the same Heinz ketchup has so many less ingredients. The mayonnaises, the Coca-Colas, they actually manufacture it with less chemicals in other countries because a lot of the chemicals that we put in the foods here are banned in many European countries. Banned because they're known as toxic. It's
Mhm,
craziness,
mhm.
craziness. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary, and that's why it's important to read labels. But
Yeah.
something that's really interesting, and this is one of the reasons why I asked you to come onto my platform, is for some of you that may be viewing, you might not know, Shayna has been one of my clients for a while, and I've had a chance to do a lot of her live streaming and recording
Yeah.
courses, but through this process, I actually discovered that I suffer from two autoimmune conditions as well. And
Mm.
fortunately, through the knowledge and the direction that you've pointed me, I've been able to start taking a direction to do some of the healing and not just turn to, what's the quick
Yeah.
fix of, throw a pill in my face, but to really look at my lifestyle. And one of the things that I was hoping that you could talk briefly about today, for entrepreneurs and business leaders, so often we can put our health on the back burner, and
Yes.
it be because we're busy, we've got 100 million things going. But some simple adjustments like food and the way that we live our life can have, dramatic impact. And are you finding that these business minds are starting to wake up and see, hey,
Yes.
something's off?
Yes. Yes. And I wanna give you props first because, Liz, I just got a amazing review on the recording you did for, a national association that they were like, they said it was
Oh,
perfect, it was beautiful, they didn't need any edits, any changes, and they see a lot of videos submitted to them all the time. Yes, it's my upcoming class, for the national nurse practitioners. So they were very, very, very pleased with your recording and editing work.
oh, that's
Extreme.
fantastic.
And think
Yeah.
of it, they're getting submissions from all the different states because it's the national association.
Oh, that's
Um,
fantastic. Now you're doing that when? Because you recorded it, but you're gonna go
oh,
live?
yes, yes, and people think, "Oh, well, things are recorded." I want the viewers to know 99% of what I do is live, live, live all the time. However, we pre-recorded it for people that can't come to Nashville. So what was so interesting in what we were talking about, people in other states and countries, is that I'm going to Nashville. I don't know people in Nashville. I just found out today I have well over 300 people registered for my class,
Wow.
and they're going to cap it out
Right.
at 400, which I think that's really cool because sometimes
That
in
is
your own backyard, people don't know who you are. I'm flying into Nashville and I have well over 300 people already registered for my class, and they're going to cap it at four. So I was so blessed to find that out between getting that grant last night as a surprise and now finding out I have over 300 people registered for my autoimmune course. And the reason I'm
now
especially
these are
grateful is
other healthcare providers,
yes,
other
yes.
nurse
This is
practitioners?
why I'm super
Yeah.
excited because the grant that I received is because when I reach out to patients, that's great. But when I reach out to healthcare providers and let them know all of this cutting edge technology and how I'm activating genes and genetic highways and pathways, when each healthcare provider I reach out to not only can be impacted themselves with their own autoimmune disorder, but now they have the knowledge, and each healthcare provider can impact thousands of lives. So for me to have this fly into Nashville and have already over 300 healthcare providers in the US registered to take my class on autoimmune disorder, I found this. I crunched some numbers and I figured out the recent estimate it says 1 in 10 will have an autoimmune disorder, but I know it's a lot higher than that. If we just looked at that, 1 in 10 will develop an autoimmune disorder. I figured out the average healthcare provider that works in family, internal med, any general medicine probably sees at least 1,000 patients a year with autoimmune disorders. And most healthcare providers honestly don't know how to treat autoimmune disorders the correct way. So the grant I put in for was for me to educate the healthcare providers to create that deeper impact. Because if each healthcare provider say sees 10,000 patients a year and 1 in 10 is autoimmune related, that's 1,000 patients a year each healthcare provider is treating with autoimmune disorders. So if I help one healthcare provider, that's potentially transforming at least another 1,000 lives just that 1 year alone. So if I help 100 healthcare providers and they each see 1,000 patients with autoimmune a year times 100, what is that, 10,000? I don't know, but the numbers are astronomical. And I figured in no time, I can impact 1 million lives. I'm like, if I impact 100 healthcare, let's do this, 10,000 healthcare providers. And yeah, 10,000 healthcare providers each sees 1,000 with autoimmunity, or that's another 100,000 of people. I did that for 10 years. That's 1 million people. So the grant I received was to educate the healthcare providers on my unique cutting edge science on how I'm affecting and transforming lives with autoimmune disorders so that each one of them can potentially impact thousands of lives.
That's
So I want to,
wonderful. Now
yeah, I
that's a
want to,
business model with impact. So
I
you
don't know
do
the
do
exact
support
numbers.
to healthcare providers, but you also
Yeah.
provide support to end patient as well.
Yes, yes. So that's where I do work differently. A lot of doctors, I don't want to generalize all of them, but a lot of them talk down to patients with big, huge medical terms and
Mhm,
overwhelm them with things they're not going to understand. I
mhm.
don't do that. So I teach a similar class or course and workshops for patients as well as individual consultations, where I will talk to them on their education level. If I know they're a nurse, I'm going to talk a little more technical. If I know you don't have a science background, I'm going to talk a little less technical. But that's a good point. So I'm educating the patients as well, but I also want to spend a good chunk of my time educating the healthcare providers because I can create a much deeper impact in
Mhm,
many other states that I'm not currently in simultaneously and in more countries as well.
mhm.
Yeah.
So going back to like my original question for like autoimmune kind of conditions and issues like health wise for business people, you were
Mm,
saying earlier when we were offline, you've seen people starting to take notice and take
yeah.
action using the approach that you're taking. What
Yeah.
are some things that like business owners should be aware of as we're moving into the summer season
Oh,
with
this is
their
good.
health and wellness?
I think you brought up a good point that you had two autoimmune disorders that you didn't even know you had. Because a lot of times we're taught to chalk up these symptoms to you're getting older, right? How many of you out there right now, you're tired, even though you're sleeping a decent amount of hours? You're in pain more so than you should be.
Hmm.
Your hair is thinning. You have an inability to lose weight, or maybe dry skin, weird rashes, and you're chalking it up to getting older. And maybe a lot of you went to your doctor and they give you false reassurance. Your blood work is okay. What people don't understand is your symptoms and your signs show sometimes years before the test do. So when a doctor tells you you're okay, you have to be your own advocate. Reach out to a specialist. And if a specialist is giving you reassurance, reach out to me because the typical person with autoimmune disorders is misdiagnosed on average for years before they're ever correctly diagnosed. And if they're not diagnosed
I
correctly,
love.
then they're not being treated correctly. And a lot of people just cough it up to, hey, I'm getting older. I look around, other people are achy, their hair is thinning, they're gaining weight. But the high majority of the time, it's underlying autoimmune. They don't even know. And then I also see a lot of a lot of patients and clients come to me that have medical diagnoses, but they don't realize they're autoimmune. They might have, and I'll give you a handful because there's over 100 autoimmune disorders. Some of them are hypersensitive reactions, asthma, eczema, psoriasis, a lot of the skin conditions, a lot of the intestinal conditions are autoimmune. IBS, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, MS, rheumatoid arthritis. So a lot of people might
Yeah, I
have
didn't
these
even know
diagnoses.
rheumatoid arthritis was an autoimmune condition until I met you. I had
Yeah,
no idea.
a
Yeah.
lot of
And I
people
know
don't.
2
Like,
people that have it, that have rheumatoid arthritis.
and I
So,
just had a young man the other day, 26. He has Crohn's. He comes to me for a first time, and he's like, "I'm feeling a little better. I'm getting the medicine, the infusions from the doctor." And I asked him the name of the medicine. What they're giving him is chemotherapy. They're giving a 26-year-old chemotherapy for Crohn's because they don't know what else to do. Now,
uh,
picture if that 26-year-old was a female who's maybe trying to get pregnant. Like,
yeah,
no, they're going to make her infertile for life. Come
yeah,
on,
that's
people,
right at
what are
the
we
front
doing?
page.
The
Yeah,
problem is that the markup is so good for them. Like, say they get the chemo for $800 and they sell it for 8,000, right? And then they
mhm.
have you come back every 4 weeks for another treatment. You know
Mhm,
what?
mhm.
And
It's
they
a
can
shame.
get away with it.
But one of
So
the
you
things
have
that's really cool is you're doing something about it. Like you have an upcoming workshop that you're hosting,
yes, yes, yes.
Reclaim Your Life. Can you tell us a little bit about
Oh,
that?
I'm so super excited about this. What typically when a patient goes to the doctor, they're lucky if they get 5 minutes of helpful information and maybe one question answered. And I want people to have a lot of the gold nuggets because with autoimmune disorders, a lot of people they don't know what are the signs, what are the symptoms, what tests I should go for, what things in the environment might trigger my problem and cause a flare up, what
Yeah,
foods might trigger my flare up, what drinks, what is, how do I improve my gut health? I heard about this leaky gut health. What is this biohacking, this gene activation, and all that other stuff, and how do we do it? So this super workshop, I'm so proud of. It's going to be one day. It's not dragged out over a 5-day challenge, a 3-day challenge. One day super workshop where I'm going to condense all of that information and healthy recipes. It's things you can do in your busy lifestyle for the busy working woman where you don't have to grow organic food. You don't have to cook for 3 hours. I'm going to tell you anti-inflammatory foods that you can incorporate in your busy, quick recipes. We're talking about one pot wonders. We're talking about recipes that have 5 ingredients that it's going to give you 3 hours of solid content, no fluff, all of the stuff, not overwhelm you with big medical terminology at all. It's going to come with a workbook.
that's
There's going to
great.
be calls to action. It's live, live, live,
So
live.
when is
And
that date again? When is the date
oh,
for that?
it's this coming Wednesday, June 21st. So it's going
Okay.
to be this coming
Oh,
Wednesday,
June
5
12th, you mean? June
June
12th.
12th, June 12th.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
this coming Wednesday, June 12th, 5 to 8 PM Eastern Time. It's gonna be on a Zoom-like video, so only those registered will get access. But what's really cool about it is what I charge for an initial 1-hour consultation, you're getting this 3 hours of information at a fraction of what I charge for a 1-hour consultation. I don't think I'm ever, ever, ever gonna offer this again when I realize wait, I'm giving them triple the amount of time as an initial 1-hour
Mhm,
consultation for like
mhm.
25% of the cost.
It's great.
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So I'm like, they really need to do this because after this, I'm gonna
Great.
teach a
So if
90-day
you guys are
program.
interested, I want to encourage you to go over to worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim. Save your
Yeah.
seat. You still have some seating available, so don't
Yes, and I
delay.
am gonna limit it
So
because I want everyone to get a VIP
which
experience.
is yeah, that's great. So if you guys are serious about getting on track with your health and
Oh,
wellness, go check that out at worldwellnessexpert.com. And we appreciate you coming out today,
forward
Shayna.
slash reclaim.
What's that?
Worldwellnessexpert.com/reclaim.
Let me go over here.
Yeah, there it is.
Worldexpert.com/reclaim. Go right there and you can
Yes.
register. We'll get
They
you
could do
set
it
up
from
with
the
some.
comfort of their couch. They don't have to
Yeah, it's
fly
a beautiful
in like a
thing. It's a
convention,
beautiful
spend for
thing.
a hotel. On comfort
Yeah.
of their couch, barefoot, take notes. It's gonna be
So
fun and interactive, not boring, and it's gonna be live. I'm gonna see you guys on the Zoom.
yeah, so go save your
Awesome.
seat, you guys. Get ready to get healthy this summer. And we'll come back
Hey,
again for some other great insight to get you on track with your business, your health, your wealth,
wait, I wanna
all that
mention
good
something
stuff.
about their business, if you will.
We'll do
So
that on
s
the next one. We'll do that on the
oh,
next one. Yeah.
you sure? Come on now.
All
Okay.
right, you guys. In the meantime, we got some good stuff coming for me for you. If you want to come and follow us over on Facebook, we'll send some stuff over there for you too. Okay, you guys. Take care. Bye.